Coulrophobia is the fear of clowns, and I'm pretty sure most of us at some point have experienced it. For most, it disappears after childhood, but for some, it lingers longer and sometimes for their whole life. I had the misfortune of being one of these people. At the age of 17, I was still scared of clowns as I was when I first went to the circus at age 5. So imagine, if you will, my absolute horror when I found out a clown was going to be at my little cousin's birthday party. I refused to go, but my parents said it was time for me to get over my fears, and my little cousin really wanted me to come. I eventually resigned myself to going, deciding the clown would be too busy entertaining the little kids to bother me. After all, that's what clowns do. They entertain little kids. So the time came, and my folks and I went to the birthday party. It was mostly relatives and a few of my little cousin's friends who were there, having rented out a bouncy castle and a large open space to entertain the crowds. I had to admit, it was a pretty impressive party. Then I saw the clown, already busy entertaining the kids, but even at a distance I began to freak out a little. I really wanted to go home, but I pushed myself forward, making sure to look away from the clown and let him drift into the crowds as I made my way over to one of the tables filled with food. The usual selection of party food awaited me, and I began to help myself, when I suddenly became aware of someone standing behind me. Thinking it was somebody I knew, I turned around only to feel a wave of fear rush through my entire body as that damn clown stood right in front of me. The clown just stared at me with a large grin on his painted face, extending a hand towards me as I began to shiver. One gloved finger came closer and closer until finally resting on my nose. The clown's grin spread further. I absolutely lost it at that point, shoving the clown out of the way as I ran straight into a nearby house and totally ignored the looks of surprise of my parents calling me back. I didn't even look back to see if that clown was following me. I just kept running. I slammed the door and took deep breaths as I tried to calm myself. Still shaking uncontrollably, I knew my parents were going to give me a verbal beatdown for acting like this. But the clown really got to me. What was his problem anyway? It was then I heard the door open, and I experienced my parents to come rushing in. Instead, I once again find myself staring in utter disbelief as the clown entered the house, that stupid grin still spread on my face. "Get away from me!" I yelled out, finally having enough, my fear slowly turning into anger at this stupid clown. Couldn't he see I was scared? Why didn't he just back off? It wasn't fair. The clown's grin faded at this. Before I could react, he threw himself at me, tackling me to the floor and spitting on my face. "You scared of clowns? I'll give you something to be really scared about, you little shit." I struggled at this crazy clown pinned down on me and began to wrap his glove around his hands around my neck and choke the life out of me. I could feel myself getting weaker as the clown's grip tightened. His face nothing sort of pure murderous rage. Just when I felt like I was gonna die, I watched as the clown tackled by my uncle, my own parents soon entering. Everyone was shouting and screaming, but it was like a blur to me as I coughed and spluttered I heard someone yell to get the kids, and another person called the cops. As more people helped my uncle to hold this crazy clown down, who was struggling all the while yelling obscenities. I don't really remember much else about that day. All I remember is a few days after the incidents, a local paper got a hold of the story and released it. It turns out the clown at the party was actually a psychotic person who had managed to evade police for several months. Seems he enjoyed dressing as a clown and passing himself off as an entertainer, and he had attacked several people, yet always managed to escape. It seems his luck finally ran out. As for me, well, let's just say it may take a few more years for me to get over my fear of clowns. Don't even get me started on mimes. Okay, this one was... I actually kind of giggled a bit when I was reading this creepypasta. And... this is just... it's just ridiculous. I thought we got over this whole clown thing over last year, but I guess I don't know what to say, that old habits really don't die hard. But still. I mean, this is just kind of sad and ridiculous at the same time, but clowns are basically like a trigger of fear to some people, and yes, there's probably still people out there who are scared of clowns, and of course the whole creepy clown epidemic that's been going on for almost about over a freaking year. And I was just trying to hold my... it's kind of hard for me to try to read this with a straight face, but I'm sorry if I'm acting a little bit sadistic right now, but still, at this point, it just almost feel like my palm wanted to have a certain chemistry with my face. And so, anyways, feel free to comment, rate, and favorite this video, and subscribe to my channel, and look me up on Facebook. So, anyway, and look forward for more creepypastas very soon, because got 6 more to go. But anyway, this is Marshall Theon signing off for now.